What are my thoughts after 1 week with my Fiesta ST? Now, I came from a TTRS, so this car has some big boots to fill, but let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to speak about on this car is obviously looks. Now, I don't think the looks of this car are anything particularly special. It's basically a Fiesta that's been slightly lowered. Now, do I think it looks bad? No, not in the slightest. I just don't think, I mean, it's a hatchback. How exciting can a hatchback really look? This one already has a front splitter, so it looks a bit more aggressive anyway. And if we go around, the main thing about this car is the side profile is really nice. And especially on my TTRS, the side profile wasn't very nice. The front profile was beautiful. But then we come to the back, and this car did already have some modifications when I bought it. So it's got a mk7 diffuser on, and it's got these aftermarket lights. But overall, I think the rear is my favourite part of this car, actually. I think it does get to me a little bit is this huge arch gap, but a lot of people put these on springs, and I will be doing that myself next week. But let's now get to the interior, because that's where things change a little bit. So I come into the interior, and the first things you see are these ST Recaro seats, which are really good looking seats in my opinion. I don't actually find them very comfortable, but I know a lot of people do. Now this ST steering wheel is also very nice. It's a very non-insulting steering wheel. You get some of these that illuminate in the dark. The only thing I can't get on with in this car is this center console. I think it's arguably one of the ugliest center consoles I have ever seen, and it's a shame you can't really do much to change them. One thing I will say quickly is you don't think about that center console 99% of the time, so it's very easy to forget about. Now let's go on to the features of this car. So this is an ST3, so it has the highest specification. Now you get keyless entry here, you get keyless start, which is obviously why these cars get nicked quite a lot. You get cruise control, which is quite nifty. You get heated seats, you get climate control, you get heated windscreen. There's quite a lot of cool features on this car, actually. I'm sure I've missed a few. Just to note as well, this gear knob is also quite nice, and when we get onto the driving characteristics, I will talk a bit about that. And actually, let's get onto that now. So the way this car drives is the biggest plus of this car. Now, the handling is really good. Like, it feels like it goes around corners beautifully. The traction is also surprisingly good. You can really throw it at a corner and it will stick. On the other side is if you want it to slip, you can make it slip. You can slip all four wheels quite comfortably, and the weight of this car is most of the reason for that. It's an extremely light car. Does it feel powerful? Well, these come standard, I think, with 180 horsepower. And this one is stage 1, so I can't really speak too much on stock power, although I did drive one on a test drive before this, which I believe was stock. And it's felt surprisingly nippy. These cars really do move, and it is just because they weigh sort of 1.15 tons. They're not heavy cars in the slightest. This gear shifter is really nice, like nice short throws, solid to get into each gear, and they do just make the driving experience really enjoyable. The steering wheel feels quite stiff, it feels quite direct. It's overall a beautifully driving car, and it makes you really forget about any of the sort of not so great things like the interior, like the build quality. Now, some of you may be wondering, okay, it's a fun car, it's an enjoyable weekend car, but what is it like if you want to daily it? Now, I daily this car. I'll be putting about 11,000 miles on this car each year. So let's look at the mile per gallon first. Let's see what average I've got. So just while we're here, this is how it sounds. But yeah, miles per gallon. So I've got 31.8 miles per gallon, which I would say is very good. I do quite a lot of dual carriageway driving, and I do quite a lot of having fun. And yeah, that's pretty good fuel consumption. And how is the ride quality? So it's quite stiff, but in all fairness, I came from a TTRS that was on coilovers. This is more comfortable. I don't find it bad at all. I think it's absolutely fine. It's going to get stiffer when I put it on springs, but it's also going to make it handle better. So, and look better. So it's worth it for me. So what are my thoughts overall? Overall, I'm not missing the TTRS. Things are a lot cheaper to repair. I can have a lot of fun modifying this car. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's, in terms of driving, it's exceeded my expectations. If you enjoy this video, I'm going to try and do some more long form videos on YouTube, but I also post on TikTok and Instagram, Clueless Car Guy. You can go and find it. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, then please subscribe for more.